When it comes to coffee, I'm kind of, I don't drink a lot of it. We've gone through this a long time ago. As an average, as a rule, maybe 2 cups. Uh, Most of the time it's one. Every now and then, a couple times a week, I may have two. Now, what I do though is I take coffee from sitting in a pot that's been on because it starts to burn. So as soon as the pot is done, I turn it off and it cools over time naturally. Then I throw it in the microwave for 40 seconds, and that usually brings it right back to where I need it. And if I want it a little bit hotter, I put milk in mine. I like it light, and then what I'll do is I'll put it in for another 20 seconds. Well, this microwave here, the new one, you go to hit 40 and it goes 4 minutes. You hit the start, it goes 30 seconds. You hit 1, it goes for 1 minute. Hello, how do I get it to do the seconds that I want it to do? So, now wifey poo figured it out in a couple of seconds, and showed me, but I can't make it work. So, a fresh cup of coffee that was made 2 hours ago. Hmm. Good shit. Okay, this is almost to a point to where I can try spraying it. I did put quite a bit on there, but that's going to tell me. Now, if I put on the straps, it's going to go nuts. That's going to be the best place for it. Oh, I found the scanner. Did I tell you that? I went nuts looking for that scanner. The hand scanner. I couldn't find it anywhere. This, what had happened was it went right inside the 3D ring, the 3-inch ring, and it was in there. So when I picked this up, or this way, nothing. So I was watching the video the other night, and I said, I put it in there. I seen me put it in there. So I came on here again, and I'm looking, and I picked up the notebook, and I went like this, and bingo, there it was. BINGO. Let's find a color. Let me see. I think I'll go with the red. I'm going to go white. If I go red, it'll blend in with this, which is fine, but I want it to blend, but I don't want it to blend. I want it to be seen. I don't want them to see the red and think that's just the name of the bag, that type of thing. Actually, they have the name of the bag in white. for a few minutes. So anyhow, I dread doing that hard drive. Now I have two Windows 10s. One of them I have is when I bought the computer, I bought Windows 10. An actual copy of it. Because I wanted to have a working copy. I wanted the original copy. So I had that. You need the number and everything. When I have to uninstall, to reinstall, or whatever it is, I'm probably going to have to call up Windows or whatever, but that's that one. Then I have an open copy. That I got from a friend. That works at Yale. And seeing that Yale has thousands of computers, they more or less have an open book to Windows. Yeah. Thousands would probably be a small number. I'm thinking tens of thousands, more like it. Oh. It's getting hot in here. Getting hot, getting hot. What do you think? I think we're just about ready. That I don't like. Now see, this isn't going to work. No, I can see it. It's not going to work. Maybe. Maybe. No. This vinyl isn't strong enough. And I lost the O. I lost the O. The vinyl is not strong enough. How can I get that vinyl to stick? If I put pressure on it while well, maybe if I do some Mod Podge. Because this is a kind of a glue, it might help hold that vinyl down. But what's going to happen is, if it doesn't, when I spray it, the letters are not going to be clean and sharp. They're going to have a little bit of mist on some of them, which will make it look kind of dirty. It just won't look good. And I got to decide if I want to do it or not from there. what would really be ideal? Oh, yeah, right. Expect things to be perfect or build things for you. If this cover was to come off, but it's not, I'd be able to just put it into the machine, stamp it on. Let me move this over here. Hold on a minute. Going away, it's fine. See if I can heat it up a little bit with the heat gun and see if that'll help a little bit. I want to get it hot enough to energize the glue on the back, but not so hot that it starts to melt it. If it starts to melt it, it'll start to lift off. Like that. And so I can't go much hotter than what I just did. Oh, this isn't going to work. Trying to think, what else do I have that I can use? That's not going to work. I mean, I can try it just to do it. Here's that damn O. Oh, man, you do get around, don't you? I just stay where you belong. If I keep at it, it may start to settle in and stick. I'll make sure I have no letters on my hands. You know what? It's not going to come out by no means, but we'll see. Because I can always cover it. It's not cover the whole thing, but I can always take care of that. But at least we'll have an idea how it does work. To get an idea for the future. You learn by your mistakes, so let's see what mistakes we've made here. One is the vinyl's not new enough. I know that right off the bat. I'm going to come from the top and hopefully it won't under. I don't want to go from the sides because it may go under whatever's loose. If I'm dropping from the top, it may be okay. I am missing the center of the bottom of the B, Bravo. That's not a big deal. But that probably either got melted or blown away when I had the heat gun going. See, the thing is, the vinyl has lifted up a little bit, so around the letters it's not tight. So it's going to give it the opportunity of getting under it or bleeding. I'm hoping that the Mod Podge hardener, fabric stiffener, so thin enough to kind of like help it from a little bit of mist is a different story, but when it runs, soaks in and spreads, that's kind of a pain in the ass. Okay, so that's either going to work or not. You know, I haven't got any black vinyl, so I should just put an order in. See, this stuff still works on hard stuff, but it doesn't want to do it on this. Oh, and I got a little bit of a mist on this already. Oh, sure, I tape it all off and then I spray it all over it. A fine hottie you do. You'll see what I mean in a minute. But, because again, my vinyl's all old. You know, for personal use, for personal hobbies, it's okay. But I'll tell you what, I may even have to think twice before if I wanted to do any actual lettering on my van or something. It's getting to a point to where, you know, it's old. It loses its stickiness after a while. I mean, some of the stuff I have over here is okay, but like this is relatively new. That's probably less than a year old. That's fine. Transfer paper, that's fine. This stuff, magnetic mount, this stuff here up to this part here is probably, it's probably 10 years old. That's probably 10 years old. This is relatively new. All this stuff here is 10, 12 years old. This is new because this is for transfers. That's a what do you call it? Reflective silver for like t-shirts and jackets. This is a transfer. This isn't a transfer, but this is a red transfer. That's clear, so that's not a problem. I use that sometimes as a laminate. This is also clear. Clear. But for most part, most of this is at least 10 years old, if not more. So the transfer paper, as you can see, I have a lot of that around because this stuff is always okay. I mean, that stuff very seldom goes bad. And it's not something that's going to be put onto the vehicle. It's only made to transfer from one to the other. So it's something that's not there. So basically, that's what I mean by if you're going to get into something, don't go out and buy a lot of colors. Because now I was using it. This is kind of leftovers from when I closed up the shop. So, but I mean, I think I used black, white, and red, and occasionally a deep blue. Cobalt blue was a popular color, but most of the time that was it. You know, the other colors would come in, you know, for custom. You know, and if you tell a customer, listen, it's going to take 2 or 3 days, they're used to waiting 2 or 3 days. You know, they don't have to know you haven't got it in stock. Or if you tell them, listen, I want to make sure it's fresh, so I'm going to order some fresh vinyl for you. You know, so you know, customers aren't used to one-day service. When it comes to sign stuff. Now, at one time, I used to do that. I used to let them do it. Design your own. Design your own. Design your sign. I had a machine, and I would let them. It had a program on it. Nothing super fancy, but it had a program on it. A good program. I used it. I'd show them how to use it. As I was doing what I'm doing, you know, I'm doing somebody's sign on one machine. They're paying me to use that machine. A lot of them knew how to use it already, because most of the guys that use computers know how to use an art program. And you tell them, listen, all you got to do is instead of hitting print, hit cut. You know, and then they pick it. You know, they're doing it, and they pay me for the use of my machine and the vinyl. And whatever materials they use are waste. All right, so meanwhile, well, you're not going to see this. Let me see. It did screw up as I expected it to. Is it bad? No, it looks more like a prison print. You know, this I can get off. That's not a big deal. It does the job. However, you know, it looks more like, you know, prison property. Yeah, you know. This, like I said, I can just scuff that off a little bit. That's not a big deal. A stiff brush and a little mineral spirits, and you won't even see that. But I'm not going to do anything for now until this dries the rest of the way. And actually, a lot of that is Mod Podge, so a lot of that may dry up anyway. But you don't have the sharp lines that you would on this other one. So, do I want to do it on that? If I had good vinyl, I would. Meanwhile, this is drying. I'm going to put this over here. So it can continue to dry, seeing that I soaked the shit out of it. Yeah, I overdid it. That I'm not going to worry about right now, but I do have, where's my little scrubby? Right here. My little scrubby brush. Yeah, even that alone helps take it off. Yeah, that'll come right off once I get this done. I want to wait till that dries though before I spray anything on there to clean it. Alright, this is sewed up. Let's put this down for now. So we got an idea. And we know we need to use good vinyl. material first. Now, what I could, you know what, I may even try that, guys. Why don't I seal the material, and that may help the vinyl to adhere to it. Here we go, I'm back. Why don't I get anything done, you ask? I think this is a good reason. Now, I am going to try it with this and this. Because they both dry, or supposed to dry, clear. So, let me get a little, no, I don't want to get that. Yeah, we can use this. And I'm going to put a little bit right here. How big a space do I need? Okay. Now, if this doesn't dry clear like they say it does, I'm screwed. Because then I'm going to end up painting the whole thing black. Like I say, you learn by trial and error. Luckily I have this. I don't care too much for it. And I can always make it work. I can always cover it. Not a big deal. As long as you know that you have a way out. And you don't want to ruin something if you haven't got a way of correcting it. Or, unless you just don't give a shit about it. That's why you always want to try something on a test piece first. That's like when you're doing something and you're testing a color on your car or something. They tell you, you know, test the color out on a spot that's not seen, so you can get an idea how it's going to be. Now I don't want to wet the brush because I don't want to get it any wetter. But let's do it again right here. Get the finger out of my eye.